So welcome to today's session. So we are discussing layers of SOA for the past two sessions, and this is the third session too. The reason to discuss this topic in depth is already I have conveyed. If we want to construct an SOA model, we need a complete fundas on that, as well as while you are going to do your final year project work, you have to incorporate the role of SOA in your project. Right? You have to highlight and talk about this while you are going to give your reviews. As well as during external examination, you have to talk about that you have involved SOA in your work, or the work what you have did will ready to be converted as a service. Likewise, either any one of the way that you have to project. If you are going to do more than 2 or 3 works, means each work can be converted into a service, and that services can be accessed through a SOA platform. Likewise, you can design. Right? This could be the abstract idea that how can you take it forward your work. Fine. So let us recap. Today I have given all the MCQs as scenarios and situations. Please go through that scenarios and understand what could be the option for us. First scenario, customer satisfaction with a new and rather complex product introduced by a company is extremely poor and is affecting sales of the product. The call center is taking too long to handle questions, and product experts are not always easily accessible. The goal is to quickly reduce customer complaints. Which actions should be recommended? That's what the questions are. A complete business scenario they have given. Right? So in a company that they want to reduce the customer complaints, they have given what are all the complaints that they are ready to raise. So what could be your best option? Connect all the systems that are involved in the transaction. They are asking to move for a hyperloop, a networking. Gather all the information about the product in a single repository to be accessed by the call center. A centralized or a server-centric software they are expecting. Option C, provide the call center team with access to all the necessary and available information on their screen and the collaboration tools to ask experts for assistance with a specific something. Okay. So they are expecting to provide a dashboard with all the features. That's all. Model the call process to determine the bottlenecks. Then process automation tools can be used to obtain all the necessary product information, including human tasks. So they want to revamp the process approach itself. Right? These are all options. So among that, which option would be best? I need your answers in the chat. See, this is what you are going to work with. Post your answers. This could be the scenario. Here onwards, you have to think likewise only. and this could be the option. So it's good to give a dashboard like features so that they could able to access everything and along with the connection to all the people, so that they could able to get information from one place and respond to other place. So the role of SOA here is nothing but a single dashboard that could be able to access all the features. That's what all the services can be available in a single screen. That's what they will be talking about. Second question, second scenario. An organization plans to automate a business process and expose the result as a service. Right? So an organization is that they are going for their internal work, right? But the outcome has to become as a service. That's what they're asking. How should humans interact with such a business process in the context of SOA? Right? So how you are going to communicate with the logic, right? That's what they're asking here. So here you are having 5 options. A web application may be developed to act as a service consumer, allowing humans to invoke the automated business process. Any activity in the business process may be anything, right? So they are introducing the service consumer, the concept. The use of human activities in such a business process is not recommended since the slow response that will be received from humans is not suitable for the synchronous. If we are going to involve human, it will reduce the response time. Sorry, it will increase the response time. That's what their idea. That means the usage of semi-automation is not worthy. That's what they're conveying in option B. A web application may be developed to act as a service consumer, allowing humans to invoke automated business process from a browser. Right? From a browser. Okay, that may be a screen. All activities in the business. So everything will be accessible from your browser. Right? Option D. A web application may be developed to access service consumer, allowing the humans to invoke the automated business process. Only unusual steps in the business process. So where I have to deploy human, whenever any issues are being raised on those places, only humans will interact. That's what option B. Option E. All other activities should be performed by automated service providers. Right? So merely option D and E are equal, but the thing is, they have mentioned as exceptions in option D, but in option E they are categorizing. These are all the activities can be performed completely through automation. These are all the contents which are completely performed through the concept of humans, right? So that is what they want to stress here. So what could be the best option that we could able to choose here is, so a web application may be developed to act as a service consumer, allowing humans to invoke the automated business process. Right? So they are ready to create some interface. That's it. They are ready to create some interface. So coming back, so the discussion is on consumer service consumer could be a web application, right? So allowing humans to invoke the automated business process. So any activities in the business process maybe, so that can be converted, right? Scenario 3. A retail company is having difficulty implementing changes to its business process, right? Change management. That's what people are talking about. That lines of business maintain their own data stores and proprietary access interfaces. So they are having their own data environment. Proprietary access interfaces, right? So this proprietary access interface means it is not a open source. That's what they are talking about. So they have some paid interfaces. There are several manual steps which involve recapturing of data. How can they change this process to make it more efficient? Right? Recapturing of data. That means somewhere else the process is duplicating. Okay? So that's what their thought is. So what could be the idea that we could able to implant? Right? See, the reason to generate this type of questions are nothing but we are ready to give over the context of SOA as a solution. That is the reason why they are invoking us. See, in the previous question, we are giving that automation process through as a service. That's what. So likewise here also they are expecting what type of service that we could able to give to avoid this recapturing of data. So that's what. Option could be create shared services to eliminate redundancies in the process. That could be the best option on this. Because outsource the shipping function to reduce overheads. Outsourcing means again I'm going for a KPO or BPO. So that could not be an option for this. Create services that combine application and information assets. It will lead to some security issues. Okay, that's the reason why we cannot be combined. So choose the latest technology available to integrate the applications and resources. See, we are overcoming the issues of upgradation using SOA only. If we are available in the SOA platform, it will happen automatically. No need to go for my technology upgradation. You see, the concept of Docker was introduced for the purpose only. Even if you have developed a program in COBOL, Pascal or some other thing, put that program inside that Docker, carry the Docker and fix it in any platform. It will ready to work. Docker will serve me as a container that could be able to interface with anything, right? So enterprise architectures could be able to communicate with the Docker in a easier fashion. As well as I could be able to detach the Docker from the environment easily. That's the reason why latest technology upgradation could not be a matter nowadays, right? It could not be an issue. It could not be a very big thing nowadays, right? That can be that could be like a what do you call? That could be like a 1 week to 1 month work of upgradation in a MNC. That's it. Next question. A satellite television service company is starting an SOA project to support an upcoming advertising campaign for high definition television service. Right? What is the most effective way to ensure that business issues drive the technical implementation and achieve anticipated ROI? So their question is, they want to show their projection in technical aspect as well as in the financial aspect, right? They need best outputs in both these things, right? So what could be the solution that we can give from our end? That's the idea, right? And this could be the solution, right? Document the business requirements and expected goals, design the business services required to fulfill these needs, develop test cases based on these initial businesses, right? So nothing but they have given you agile solution. That's it. They have given you agile solution. So option A, if you check, they are ready to create a reference model to categorize standards, specification, technologies, construct, deliver, exchange, application components of your framework to describe, right? These are all the built-in components of SOA. Just to choose an SOA platform, they will provide everything. So no need to worry about option A. Option C, document the technical design of the project, have the business analyst on the review team, ensure this is the meeting their business requirements, validate at various points in, right? So this could, they are talking about combining or transforming an SRS into a product. That's what they are talking. Screens. ஒரு நிமிஷம். So the process will be like this. Create a framework for measuring the performance of major IT investments and associated assets. Build a reference model that describes and analyzes the current operational. So that also a very big thing that can be done by SOA itself. So no need to work for all those things, right? Map the business requirements against the model to determine the new capabilities that are required, right? They want to revamp the existing content. They want to revamp the existing content. So that is also that is also it's not that much of tough task to go with, right? So when the reason to choose option B is we have a common thing to know about that whether SOA is necessary for our work or not. Likewise, we have to think and move forward, right? For example, if 5G network is introduced in our environment, means if you could able to think that whether we are going to utilize the 5G network in a full-fledged way, right? Then only that adaptation of that technology will get in. The role of 4G have took nearly 1.5 years to transform to its original level, right? Before it is going to reach its saturation, we are ready to face the another technology. So likewise, regarding this technical driven environment, first we have to think of whether it is necessary for us. Is it okay for us to do this? Otherwise, if we have a feasible solution that could drive very good technical implementation, as well as it will drive the customers in a effective way, no need to move for the new adapted technology, right? You can continue the existing one. That's what by option B I could able to decide. These are all the goals expected. These are all my business requirements. Whether it is necessary for me to work with the corresponding framework or not, right? So is it necessary for me to move with that or not? So those things can be decided. That's a primary thing to be moved for. And next, which statement describes a business process in the context of SOA? Right? It's a business policy or the decision procedure. Items are accumulated and processed together. Series of tasks connected together like building blocks. Enables interactions between message consumers and providers. So what is a business process here? So it would be a series of tasks connected together like building blocks. That's what we have seen. So ultimately, they want to get you the answer of legacy systems versus SOA based systems. It could be a series of tasks connected together like a building blocks, so that you could be able to plug and play at any time. That's what the idea they want to come over on that. So that could be the business process. Right? So that could be the thing that we have discussed based upon the scenarios. Right? Scenarios and situations are very, very important in this aspect. So let us commence today's section after having a long recap. Benefits of SOA already we have seen in terms of bulleted points, but I think this diagram will give you a very good picture. That's what the term agility, right? The role of agility, agile driven programming, has been enabled completely in the SOA platform, right? So I could able to comment about the service. I can give rating for my service, how they are providing the service, right? Only necessary infrastructure could be built for me. No need of occupying everything. Okay. No need to think about technology upgradation. That's what independence from technology. Evolutionary approach, right? Evolutionary approach, because agile model is agility is a nature of a software development life cycle, right? Evolutionary approach is also a old software development life cycle approach. Now, evolutionary approach is a part of our SOA. Right? SOA is ready to provide evolutionary approach. So that's also a constructive point here that we could be able to quote it as a benefit. Evolutionary. So every day, even though changes and the technology upgrades are ready to come, it could be able to come up with a corresponding adaptation. That's what the term evolutionary. Risk mitigation. Okay, risk mitigation. Even I think some more days, what will happen? It will convey you risk prediction. That's the thing, because most of the ratings of the services can be based upon this risk only. I have hired a system from the state of Arizona. I am ready to work from my local machine in the laboratory. What would be the downtime of the machine while I am going to be hired? Right? So that could be a calculative factor here. Okay. So infrastructures can be reused effectively. That's the major thing. So this could be my entire benefits to be discussed. See, as a customer, people will be expecting these things from you. As a client, as a client from an other side environment, or consider yourself as a MNC. People are expecting you these things from you only. When you are going to see, even for your project work, if you are going to incorporate SOA, think that whether you could able to provide all these 7, 8 points, whether I all you could be able to provide this 8 points, right? So you could have a checklist that work is possible, whether it is easy for me or not, right? This is to simulate something that everyone will know about this story, right? Key components of SOA or discovering SOA. That's what the analogy, right? The sixth blind man and the elephant. So what they will think of that. Everyone is blind. There is an elephant. They want to identify what is it actually. So likewise, every one of them have their own type of convention. It is what do you call? It is a visible nature for them, right? So for the first one, it is being visible as a spear, right? For the second one, it is being visible as a snake. For the third one, it could be a fan. And for the one who have not touched it, right? See that who have not touched it, it is going to be like a tree, because it is giving some sort of uh, place for him to hide. The last one, so the fifth one, it's going to be a rope, right? And the last one is going to be a wall. So every one of them have their convention based upon the properties, right? Based upon the properties, nothing but we could able to deviate from here the term properties as services. How the invisible platform is giving me these services and how everyone is interpreting, right? How everyone is interpreting. That's what that thing. See, SOA platform is going to be an abstract one. Please understand that no one could not be able to track what was happening behind, but ultimately the outcome of the service can be completely consumed by the user. That's what the idea here. Okay, so it is considering as a fan. What's happening? So when it is going to, when the elephant's air is going to weave, what will happen? Ultimately, air will come. So assume that it is going to be a fan, but you don't know that an elephant's air is going to be viewed. That's going through that. I'm going to get an air. It has been visualized as fan by the corresponding person, right? So that's the way. So that's what you have to do. So think about that. If you are going to develop a library management system as your final year project work, think of that. How can you provide it? How can you interpret these things in your work? That's it, right? How about the stakeholders of your system? Librarian, faculty members, students, right? Auditing personnel. For those people, how your software, the future of SOA can given for them, right? So please think of that. That could be a very good analogy when we are going to talk about the individual components of the SOA, right? So it has been mapped with the technology environment. Okay, technology environment. So think of that. The previous diagram, sphere is being mapped with the BPEL, Business Process Execution Language. So it is like WS, Web Service Modeling Language. Okay, BPEL. Okay, ESB, Enterprise Service Bus. We will see in the forthcoming slides. Enterprise Service Bus. So assume the diagram of our LAN, right? Like a shelf. In the shelf, I am having set of services. Whatever I need, I could be able to go and plug it and use it and come out. That's all. That's what ESB. XML, nothing but our technology, which is ready to communicate with all types of SOA services. Web services, that is the service counter for me. Input, I will supply the input through the web service, I will get the output from the web service. SOAP, communication between different services, that is completely developed using XML. RESTful web services, right? RESTful web services means it is having the property of persistence. RESTful web services is nothing but it is having the property of persistence. It could able to remember what it had did initially for you. That's what, right? Yeah, iteratively it will remember what it had mentioned for you. That's what RESTful web services is, right? So this is the interpretation how that components of SOA can be leveraged, right? See, if you want to do a project, if you want to incorporate your project into SOA platform, means you must know all these things so that you could be able to incorporate these things in your own. That is the reason why this technology-based diagram has been included here. Right, and what you will choose to move forward. So these are all. It's a word cloud that's completely talking about the technology that being used on the SOA platform, right? SODA, and I think the reason things are being famous on Disco, Viasys, right? BPL4, BPM, right? So these are all access. These are all things completely relevant to provide or create services. That's what. Create any types of services. Some of them are already ready-made services. No need to create. Just you can access and use the services. That is what it's ready to represent here, right? So even some of the services have not been given over there, right? I think YAML has not been given over there. YAML is it is ready to supply assets for you during development. So likewise, it could be a thing. The very older one in this cloud is RPC, right? Remote procedure call, RPC, right? Remote procedure call. So this RPC will have a separate RFC document is there for RFC for RPC. Refer the RFC document that you could be able to find out. RPC is there during the period of when the computer network was invented. They have introduced this RPC also. That's it. That's the time when the OSI reference model was introduced for our computer networks. Ultimately, they have introduced this RPC also, right? Remote procedure call. Basically, a simple explanation is two systems are there. One system is in my laboratory, one system is in my administrative office. Both of them are communicated in a common LAN. So in that case, I want to actuate something on the remote system. So what I will do, I will follow my RPC. While we are learning over on the time, what we will do, by sitting laboratory in my machine, I am going to shut down my friend's machine, or I will shut down my lecturer's machine, right? So I am ready to execute a procedure in the remote, right? I am ready to execute the procedure. Code may be available in my client, right? Outcome of my program will be executed in the remote system. It's a very older one on those days. Okay, so it can be nowadays. For example, nowadays RPC that you could be able to view in most of the computer hardware call centers that you could be able to see. For example, if you are going to buy a billing machine, right? Billing printer. So in that case, while you are going to connect with your system, and the first time what they will convey, a service personnel will come for you for installing the billing printer. He will interface with your system, and he will make call to the customer care and the technical call center. From there, he will execute and he will give you verification. The billing printer will be executed from the remote, right? He will create a bill from the environment and he will make to print. Okay, the corresponding person who came to service you will only install. That's it. But he will execute from the remote. The technical call center person who may be in Bangalore or some other city, that from there he will make your billing printer to work with. Okay. So that's the role of RPCs. So likewise, every one of the content what you are seeing in the Word cloud is going to the thing that you can do. So you could create a full stack. You will create a full stack for SOA using these things, right? You could be able to create a full stack using this. These are all some of the terminologies that you need to remember, right? So I think you should be in a position to understand your business requirements, how you are going to transform your business requirements into services. That's what initially what you will do. Business requirements into your software. There itself you stop. Now it's not like that. You have to convert your business requirements into services. That is what the nowadays SRS format has been changed. What you have studied in your Pressman is not there nowadays, right? They have changed. So requirements engineering is being transformed into a service level engineering nowadays. That's all. That's what you have to do. That could be the role, and these are the terminologies that you need to remember with that. Message brokering, right? Message brokering. It is from the architecture that what we have seen already, right? Message brokering, because it is being derived from our component-based architecture, right? Component-based architecture. So how they are ready to communicate with over that. So message brokering, it is a response to challenge to build new integration applications without reprogramming existing applications. These are all the units of our SOA network, SOA platform, right? So no need to reprogram everything. Just you create an adapter for that. See that application 1, you are having an adapter. Application 2, you are having an adapter. No need to create the code again. That's what the term I have used, Docker. Okay. So the Docker will take care of connecting with everyone. Okay. So if application 1 want to communicate with application 5, adapters will communicate. That's all. Adapters communication will be managed by message broker. Okay. So brokers will sit on the top of common messaging protocol. Ultimately here the protocol is going to be SOAP. Okay. So the common protocol will expose us to data traffic to and fro from the application. Ultimately, see SOAP protocol could be able to be managed in terms of object-oriented environment, right? So that's not an issue for the protocol to manage here with. So when heterogeneous applications want to communicate, they need an adapter. Adapters will communicate through my SOAP, right? Simple object access protocol. So that's what the message broker here. So this is already we have seen, but again, a revisiting section. So messaging backbone is being the clumsy network between the applications is being revamped, and we are ready to give you a EAI, enterprise application integration, a centralized hub. Okay. So whenever we are going to do the centralized computing, ultimately what will happen? The load over the server-centric environment will be more. When the number of clients are going to be scalable, what will happen? It will create a heavy load balancing effect. So to avoid that only, service-oriented integration has been given. And here an important thing is called orchestration. That's what the term that we will use. Here they are using the term choreography, right? How you are going to arrange your services. That's it. Okay. How you are going to arrange your services so that it is ready to access and use it in a flexible fashion. That's what the stage of understanding, right? So in the stage 1, SOAP could be able to help us. In stage 2, SOAP can be available in the center point alone, right? Messaging backbone, SOAP is available for all the nodes. In EI, SOAP is available only in the central computing facility. Here, the SOAP is service in integration. SOAP will be available in the line, right? Whoever going to communicate, they will come out in the line, they will use and they will leave the line. That's it, right? So arrangement of services is going to be a main criteria and challenging one in service-oriented integration. So when we are going to do like this, ultimately the property of flexibility is going to be increased. Right? That's what the IBM want to stress it upon through this slide. Okay, so that is that thing. So already I have shown you this slide in first session, right? Be able to remember that. So what is a service? What is a service orientation? what is a service oriented architecture, what is a composition application, right? So service is nothing but a repeatable business task. That is what a service is. So example is nothing but I'm opening a account in the bank. That's what. Service orientation, a way of integrating our business as linked services and the outcomes that they bring, right? I could able to integrate my account with an UPI very easily and a wallet. It could be very easily. That's what the service is ready to render. Service oriented architecture, right? Using that, I could able to pay for a corresponding e-commerce application. That is what service oriented architecture. Ultimately, it is ready to give me the support, right? The design approach of the corresponding platform is ready to support. For example, using my GPay, I'm ready to pay in my Flipkart, right? So for the GPay, the basic service is my bank. Service orientation is my GPay. The design approach of the Flipkart ready to support my payment. That's it. That's what my service to service oriented architecture. A composition application, nothing but it is ready to combine process with the services. That's what the term service composition. So when I'm going to work with the different types of applications, what will happen? In that place, my ESBs will come into picture. Okay, so that's the idea. So isolating the business process from implementation. So this is the stage that you need to learn how to create layers for your SOA. See, teaching the SOA layers is a matter of 15 to 20 minutes. That's it. But if we know how to create our SOA layers, then that could be a channelizing one. The green color box will talk about business process architecture. What are all the business requirements are there? Consider IRCTC reservation system. Every dot is a functionality. That's all. Reservation, cancellation, TDS filing, okay, rental booking. So likewise, what are all the services are there? That's all being communicated. Service architecture. So this is what my platform to access these services. Okay, how I am going to arrange these services? There, they have clubbed some set of services in a pipeline. Some set of services are clubbed in another pipeline. Some other set of services they have arranged in another set of pipeline. So what can you, how can you create this pipeline for an IRCTC? Reservation, cancellation could be on a complete pipeline. Okay. Next, booking history, cancellation history can be viewed on a complete pipeline. Okay. So on the third pipeline, other services that can be given on a separate pipeline. Okay. So for that, what are all the components are involved? There we have to give our business logic. This could be yellow color is nothing but the middle tier that what you are going to store, or where you are going to store your business logic, or what are all the services you are accessing to do these applications. Okay. For example, from IIT Bombay, I have a reservation application. From IIC Bangalore, I have the cancellation application. How they can be communicated with each other. So that type of topology has been given in the component architecture. That's all. See, even without coding, if you have collection of APIs, you can combine and provide a service. That's what the term service architecture and component architecture are ready to map. Okay. So if you want to give a service, what you have to do? Assume that it is available as a straight view for you. Right? It could be like a 3D plane. The second layer is your application. That's it. These three layers will be the ground layer. Over that, you have to create your application to access these things. That's it. Right? So this is what the thing that we are expecting. How a service-oriented enterprise would be there. That's what I have conveyed. Everything will be available as a separate one. Presentation, right? So they have mentioned as presentation. That is the main area that you are going to access your service. That's it. That is a major area that we have to concentrate with. If you see the area which is down the lane, that is nothing but hardware completely. So different components are available in my layer 2. All my services are being available in my layer 3. How I have arranged my services, that is happening in layer 4. That is what business process choreography. Choreography and orchestration, both the terms are same. Presentation layer is nothing but how it is visible to my outside world. Check the layer which is available on the right side, integration architecture. That is the place where you are going to combine everything. Okay, so this could be your entry point for you, right? This integration architecture is the entry point for you to get into the presentation layer. Consider that it is like an operating system. That's it. Over the operating system, this entire layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is available over 6. That's it. Right? So 7 is invisible. It is ready to measure the performance of the entire SOA. That's it. That's what the layer 7. So if you want to create your work completely based on SOA, how can you do that? For that, this could be a visible model for you. And by that we will close here. Then we'll have a complete discussion in the next session. Thank you. Happy learning.